guys, it's time for this week's Food for Thought, and today I want to talk about metabolism, what it actually is, how it can be affected, and how we also kind of restore or fix your metabolism. Some patients don't really understand what your metabolism is. We think it's just how our body burns up our food, but metabolism is actually how your body takes oxygen and combines it with food to express energy to the body. Now, there's several factors that play into how quickly or efficiently your body does that. One is gender. Men typically have a higher metabolism because they have more natural lean muscle mass than women do. Your age will affect your metabolism. Every decade, our metabolism can slow about 2 to 10%. Medications may affect that, hormone levels. There's a variety of things that can affect that metabolism. But a big thing we see that does affect that or essentially your metabolic rate, how quickly your body is burning that food or making that energy, is crash diets. That's gonna be the number one thing that negatively affects your metabolism. The reason it does that is because if our body knows how much energy we need for the day in order to make our organs work, our muscles move, and kind of just natural body functions. If we eat below that point, the metabolism will actually slow down in order to conserve energy. Another part about crash diets that hurts your metabolism is that when they are very restrictive, whether it's extremely low carb, extremely calorically restrictive, your body will attack its own muscle in order to make different types of energy for your body. Once we start losing that lean muscle mass, our metabolism will slow. And that's because it doesn't take a lot of energy to provide, to keep fat alive, essentially. So your body's always using more energy to keep your muscle alive. But if we're burning through that muscle in order to make energy for the body, then overall the metabolism will slow because big picture wise, there's less muscle and also less nutrition coming in. So the body gets very efficient at slowing down that energy breakdown. Now, when we think, I ruined my metabolism, I can never fix it, you definitely can. I always tell patients the human race has been around for a very long time. We are meant to adapt and overcome most things that happen to our body. It is the scientific way that we do restore or fix that metabolism, and it does take time. If your metabolism is just like mildly damaged, maybe you did a couple of crash diets, you feel kind of just off, it might take 3 to 5 weeks to fix it. If there's moderate damage, 8 to 10. If it's severe damage, which means years of restrictive diets, maybe bariatric surgery and you didn't kind of follow the recommended diet changes and exercise after, it'll take 12 weeks. So we usually tell patients, once we determine, okay, your metabolism is a little bit off, we can establish, okay, about 12 weeks is what it's going to take in order to fix that metabolism. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to lose weight until that 12-week mark. You're going to continue to feel better and better. But the first 2 weeks is going to be, once you're following some personalized recommendations in order to rebuild the metabolism, those first 2 weeks are going to be a lot of water changes because your body is trying to trust you again, that this is your new eating pattern, that you're getting consistent carbohydrates, consistent protein, and that you're also getting proper exercise, not over exercise. Once your body starts to trust you and those fluid changes kind of move around, after that 2-week mark is when you're going to start to see, okay, this is my normal, I feel good. Now, the part that's tough about that is that we have patients where, we kind of incorporate a little bit more normalized eating and they want to weigh themselves a lot in that first 2 weeks so they feel so good. Well, your weight's going to look different because you will hold on to water weight. And then, after they see that weight change, they jump back on that crash diet. Every single time you jump back on a crash diet, whether it's restrictive eating, low calorie, or excessive exercise to the point where your body's breaking down, that 12-week process starts all over again. It's much better to stay patient for the first few weeks of that intervention. Don't weigh in, focus on the recommendations that have been scientifically planned for you, tough it out, and then start to see that progress. Again, you will start to feel better and better once your metabolism gets normalized. Now, that 12-week mark where you just say metabolism is good, again, you'll still see progress in that 12 weeks, but then you're still going to build and see progress even faster if you can just stay patient and follow the recommendations for those 12 weeks. Now, the same when we're on a crash diet. If you're on a crash diet for a week or two, it could take a little bit longer to get back on track after that. So even after you stop a crash diet. Maybe you're not on a metabolic protocol yet. You're just kind of getting back to normalized eating. The slow metabolism still has not restored, because we want to do that very scientifically, very methodically. I have been advertising a new metabolic protocol my dietitians and I kind of came up with. It's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. Essentially, we want to help patients get back on track and kind of trust their body again. So our protocol starts with a lipotropic shot, which I don't like this name for it, but some facilities will call it a slim shot. Yes, it does help your metabolism. It does help your body prioritize fat loss. I don't like the term slim shot because it doesn't really do it scientific justice when we put a weird label on it like that. But essentially, it's a blend of amino acids and B12 that will naturally help your metabolism understand what to prioritize and break down. So our protocol starts with a B12 or enhanced B12 shot is what we call them at my practice. So we'll start with enhanced B12 shot, a visit with your dietitian to set good 2-week goals in order to kind of reset the metabolism, get rid of water weight. You'll get our shots weekly. However, you'll meet with your dietitian every 2 weeks. After that 2-week visit, when you've stayed on the plan your dietitian made, then we do a metabolic test. The reason we don't do that at the initial visit is because we want to get rid of the water weight first. We don't want any additional weight or anything interfering with that metabolic test. So once we have that number, we have a more specific pattern for you to follow. And then you'll check in with your dietitian every other week for about 8 weeks. At the end of that 8-week mark, we'll take another metabolic test. There won't be a huge difference, but it'll be a slight difference, and we can kind of tell what direction. If it's like, okay, your metabolism is getting better, even by a certain percentage, as long as it's improving. We also take your biometric measurements, so we can tell if you're losing fat and gaining muscle. So again, there's a scientific process behind it. If you're doing a crash diet and you feel like I'm just going back to normal eating, your metabolism still won't be restored the best that it can be. But if you can get on a good pattern and real consistency, that's going to be the best thing for your metabolism. But let me know what you guys think. Any questions or comments below. You can check out more about our metabolic protocol on our website, dietitiansofdallas.com. It's not a package we're selling. We still take insurance. It's just how we structure your appointments differently if we want to focus on your metabolism. But again, anything you guys want to know, always reach out and let us know. You can call or text us at 214-228-3149 to schedule or with any questions. Have a great day.